Hey everyone, hope you're good out there. Welcome back to my channel, my little funk and junk channel. Um, I am, I can't get used to where I put this microphone. It just makes everything drag down, but it works. So yeah, hope you're well. So I've been away a little bit. I did post last week, but I thought I would post today. I've got a little bit of time this afternoon, so I thought I would do a little video about my new Quad Cortex pedal board. I was away a few weeks back over in Athens. I did a workshop and a clinic over there, and I got to meet some great pedal builders. Tsakalis Audio, what are they called? Tsakalis Audioworks. I can never remember. They're called Tsakalis Audioworks. Crazy Tube Circuits, Jam Pedals, who very kindly gave me one of these, which is awesome, which I'll do a video. I won't talk about this in today's video, but I got this sent over, the Wacko, which is a great wah pedal. Who was the other company? VS Audio, I think they were called. But I got to spend a few hours trying out some cool pedals. It was really great. Nikos over there really sort of took care of me and showed me some pedals. So I came home with a couple of new pedals. They kindly gave me some. I did buy one as well. But it made me kind of start thinking about putting some stuff together, putting like a hybrid pedal and Quad Cortex board. I hadn't really used pedals with this. I did use it once with the Quad Cortex. I used a Dimension C pedal, which is now back on the board here. But um, I started to sort of think about being able to stomp on some things during gigs and in sessions. In the recent Jamiroquai sessions, you know, stuff works, stuff moves really quickly. So it's great to have a few things to be able to stomp on and get some sounds happening rather than diving into menus. So I just thought I'd do a board. Um, so we will now take a quick look at it. So let's take a look at the board, how I've wired it up. I bought the Rockboard IO, which is pretty cool. I couldn't be bothered to wait for the bracket to fit it underneath the pedal train Novo 24, but I've just sort of dual locked it to the top of the board, and it seems quite sturdy. I have it set up so I've got XLR 1 and 2 connected underneath the board to the XLRs on my Quad Cortex, and then I've got output 3 and 4 of the Quad Cortex coming out to these 1/4-inch jack outputs, so that can feed my speakers. Currently I'm going in to my Apollo from my 1/4-inch jacks from output 3 and 4. So the chain is, what I decided to do was run a few pedals in front of the Quad Cortex. So the guitar goes into the rock board, into the input here, this one, out of the rock board into my Ploytune, out of my Ploytune into the Cyclone Audioworks Phonkify, out of that into the Experience pedal, Fuzz, which is really cool. Then out of that into my Shanks ODS1, which, if you don't know that, is very similar to a Nobles that I love. And then I come out of the Shanks ODS1 into the input of the Quad Cortex back here. So I'm running 4 pedals in front. The reason I've gone for a tuner, the Ploytune, and I might change that at some point, is just that I do find that the tuner on the Quad Cortex is a little bit slow sometimes. You know, it takes a while to get the tuner to come up, you can see, and that I find that frustrating on gigs. So this means I've got an instant bypass kill switch should I want it. I have 2 expression pedals like I have used for ages. This one is expression pedal 1. I know it's weird. That's just for my volume. So I have my I have an expression pedal set up after my amp and before my wet effects on the Quad Cortex. And then expression pedal 2 is just a reverb blend. Basically, I've taken off a splitter mixer thing here. Down, I've come off from row 3, got a splitter mixer, and then I have expression pedal 2 set up on the output of the splitter, and it just means that I can blend in a delay signal or a reverb signal for when I want a big washy reverb. I'm still setting this stuff up at the moment, but it's as you can see, there's not loads going on the Quad Cortex. I'm at the moment I'm just running my divided by 13 FCR 37 captures, my own amp that I captured ages ago. I'm using that as the base for everything at the moment. I've got a little bit of ambience room on there, just that I can adjust whenever I feel like it. I do have a compressor at the moment, but I've got the legendary 87 compressor just to tame a few little bits. But as you can see, the mix is set not very high, and I'm only sort of knocking off about 3 dB. It's just a slight tonal thing. It's not really squeezing anything. Anyway, then, so I come out of the effects loop send on the back of the Cortex, and I go into this new, this is one of my new pedals. Well, these two are new. The Cyclone, the Phonkify and the Experience, I picked up while I was over in Athens, and they're amazing. I sort of was at an afternoon trying out the pedals, and these were the 3 that I came home with: the Tsakalis, Phonkify, and the Experience, which is super cool, which we'll have a listen to in a minute. And the Cyclone, the Crazy Tube Circuits Cyclone pedal phaser, which is pretty damn awesome. Yeah, I don't look at loads and loads of pedals, but when I hear one that I like, I will try it out, and if I think I can use that quite quickly, I'll bung it on my board, or I'll have it in the studio. But I think this is far superior to the phaser effects that I can get inside the Quad Cortex. So that's why I've sort of started to add some external stomp boxes. So basically what I've done is, so I've got these 3. I've got the Cyclone, my WAZA Vibrato, and my Dimension C. I'm coming out of the effects loop send into the Cyclone mono, into the Vibrato mono, and then out of the Vibrato into the Dimension C, and I'm coming out stereo from the Dimension C back into the left and right return, the 1 and 2 effects returns on the Quad Cortex. And then all I've done, I've got the looper of the effects loop, the looper effects loop 1 and 2, which I've got switching in and out up here. So it just means that whenever I want one of these effects, I can just hit this button and I can, so I'm still doing a fair bit of stomping, but that's okay. You know, I don't mind stomping a little bit. I'm not too bothered about having stuff, so I can just hit one button and everything changes. I don't mind sort of setting some things up. But as I say, I'm still working on a few effects routing things here, and I'm probably going to expand this to have another amp up here at some point. I do use the Quad Cortex in hybrid mode, so I've got it. So it's how do I see that? How do I see it? I don't know how I see it. Don't know how I see it. I'll look at that later. But basically, my scene effects are down the bottom. My scene settings are down the bottom, which I will set up eventually. And then I use these buttons at the top, the A, B, C, D buttons at the top for stomps. So yeah, that's basically how how I've set this board up. It's great. You know, it's fairly tidy. I did the wiring underneath myself as well, and I think I did a good job. Let's have a look. let's flip it over and have a look at the wiring underneath. I forgot to mention that I'm powering the whole thing up with the DC7 chocks, using all 7 outputs of the chocks, which is great. And I've got the Chiox Crux as well that's powering my Quad Cortex. I've kind of cable tied everything down. I've made it as smart as I possibly could. I know someone professionally would have done it a lot better than me, but you know, I chop and change so much with my boards that I just thought I'd just do it myself and get the job done. But yeah, it's great. This is going to be the board that I'm taking out on tour, I think. I've got some Brother Strut gigs coming up at the end of this month, actually in December, so I'm going to take this out and I'll put this together, you know, as I say, probably in preparation for the Jamiroquai tour next year. This is probably what I'll be using. I might swap out a few pedals here and there, but we'll see. I don't know why I was looking at the bottom of the board there while I was talking, but yeah, let's dive in and have a listen to some sounds. Got someone else's teeth in today. So how I've got this set is I'm just using my divided by 13 FTR 37 capture. When I captured it, it was fairly clean. And how I've got this set at the moment is I'm just treating it like that's my only amp on this setting anyway. That's my only amp, and I'm running all the pedals, a couple of pedals before it, and then a couple of pedals in the loop, almost like the effects loop of the amp, so to speak, with some reverbs and stuff. So this is the clean sound, just the amp on its own. See, it's got a nice bit of low end to it, and yeah, just so it's just, you know, it just does what I want it to do. I've got a touch of compression, not using a lot. I've got the legendary 87 compressor on here, and as you can see, the mix I've got at 32.9%, and the gain reduction is, it's knocking off about 10 dB when I really spank it. But if I show you the difference when it's not on, if I bypass it, it's very, very subtle. There's not much change. It's very, very subtle. So, and I think that I just do that for my in-ear mix when I'm using in-ears. It just helps. I'm not compressing, it just has a little warmth to it. That's what I would do in the studio anyway. So, pedal number 1, the Phonkify, which is just like it's an envelope filter type pedal. I don't know what it's based on, but I've been using the Foog module in the Quad Cortex, and I just thought I'd try a hardware pedal instead. I tried it out when I was away, and it sounded really cool. So this is what this sounds like. Really smooth, really nice. Works on the bridge. It's quite nice on the bridge. Tracks really well. There's a couple of settings on it. There's a smooth setting where it's set at the moment. If I switch it to nasty, pretty cool, but I think I prefer the smooth. Another cool thing that this has, it's got an octave on it, so which only works, I believe, when the filter is on. At the moment, that's a blend between a low octave down and a high octave up. So I can make it just a high octave up. Quite an interesting. Really, really cool. And then you can have just the low octave. Pretty cool. Great pedal. Turn the octave off. And of course, it's got all like the sensitivity and the frequency that you can switch between, and also you can do the octave pre or post filter. So if I switch the octave back on, that's pre, post. It's really, really subtle. Let's just check that this is all recording. Yes, it is. Really cool. So there's that. Then there is the Experience Fuzz, which is running second in line. I had a great time with this when I was trying it out. Lovely. It's great. It's got that real sort of touch sensitive thing when you back the volume off. Put a bit of verb on. Really, really cool. There's also an octave on this as well, so I can really scream with it. Oh, I nearly did a thing there. There's a thing that Tom Bukovac talked about in one of his videos recently, where he hates hearing he hates that kind of R&B thing, and whenever I hear myself play it now, I try and go, oh, maybe try not to do that. Not that actually, you know, yeah, it's just a thing, just one of those things in my brain. So that's the Fuzz. It's really cool. I'm going to have some fun with that. Then I have the Shanks, the ODS1. Which is, for me, you know, it's kind of doing what the Noble's ODR1 does for me. I haven't actually back-to-back these yet. I love my Noble's ODR1, but I've been using this quite a bit on another board that I had, and it's a really cool pedal. So it's really you know, dynamic touch dynamic. Yeah, if I back the volume back to about 6, 7, it kind of does clean up. Yeah, really cool. As you can see, also I've kind of blended in some reverb and delay using my expression pedal here, just to make it a bit nicer for my ears. So now I'm going to have a quick look at the modulation stuff up on the top row here: Cyclone, Vibrato, and Dimension C. So there's the Cyclone on the phaser. Yeah, you've got the switching here. You've got a 45, which is I'm assuming it's like an MXR thing. A 90, so phase 90. You've got an ST, and what's the other one? I can't see it. Can't see it, but you've got different modes. The phaser's got different modes, so it's really lush. Really gorgeous. Then one of my favorite pedals, the Vibrato. Hang on, it is. Gorgeous, really gorgeous. And then finally, I've got the stereo Dimension C, WAZA Dimension C, which is set to the SDD 320 mode, which I'm assuming is sort of replicating the rack mount effect. Really gorgeous stereo chorus. Let me back the reverb off a bit. I really love the vibrato and the Dimension C at the same time. Really nice. really cool. I want to have a lot of fun with this stuff. Yeah, really 80s sort of sounding chorus that is. But yeah, so that is the board. I'm still sort of tweaking things around and moving things about and finding out what to do with it. But yeah, I'm gonna have some fun. I might swap a pedal out or two. I don't know yet, but yeah. Thanks for watching this video. If you've got any questions, drop me a line below and I will try my best to answer them. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope to see you back soon. Take care. Bye.